Guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. Today I want us to talk about truck drivers. I know I have been singing about this video forever. There's a reason I wasn't doing this video because of the pandemic, and I felt like maybe that wasn't the right time to do the video. But you know what? We're coming out of the pandemic and I want you to be ready to immigrate as a truck driver when the borders open. Okay, guys? So, have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, please stop and subscribe, like, and share this video. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I'm based here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Okay? If you want me to help you with your application, if you want to consult with me, if you want any legal advice, kindly head to my website www.milalaimmigrationservices.ca and book a consultation, and I will be happy to offer you an honest opinion, an honest legal opinion. Okay? All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Of course, this is not legal advice. This is educational purposes only information. What are we going to look at? We are going to see who is a truck driver, because there's a lot of people out there who say, yes, I'm a truck driver. Do you fit within that definition of a truck driver in Canada? So who is a truck driver? The duties of a truck driver, the qualifications of a truck driver, and exactly how you as a truck driver can immigrate to Canada and under which programs, because believe you me, there's so many programs under which you can immigrate as a truck driver. Okay, so guys, we are going first to define the NOC for a truck driver, and it's really important because there's so many NOCs which are related with transportation, and you find that truck drivers specifically are the ones who are always in demand, and they are in demand in a lot of a lot of provinces all around Canada. So you find that the truck driver NOC is 7511, and they are called transport truck drivers. So what do these people do? They operate heavy trucks to transport goods and materials over urban, interurban, provincial, and international routes. Okay, they are employed by transportation, manufacturing, distribution, and moving companies and tracking employment service agencies, or they could also be self-employed. So you find that this unit includes drivers for special purpose trucks and shunters who move trailers to and from loading docks within truck yards and lots. Okay, that is the main definition of a truck driver. And you can see here there's so many examples of titles for truck drivers, ranging from dump truck driver, logging truck driver, truck driver. You can click on this index of titles to see a long list of all the titles that you could be using as a truck driver. Okay, what is most important is actually the qualifications needed for you to be a truck driver here in Canada. So that is what we shall be looking at. This is lots of titles, so you may want to go through the list of titles that you could be using as a truck driver to see whether it fits among the required titles under NOC 7511. Okay, so the main duties are here. And they say that the main duties for this group is to operate and drive primarily tractor, trailer, long combination vehicle, and straight body trucks weighing over 4,500 kilos to transport goods and materials over long distances, or plan trip logistics and obtain required documentation to transport goods. Of course, all these are the main duties, but the main one is to operate and drive a tractor or trailer, a long combination vehicle, and straight body trucks weighing over 4,500 kilos. Okay, that is the main requirement. Of course, you're a driver. Okay, the rest are the duties that come up with that. So to get things like communicating with the dispatcher and other drivers, performing emergency roadside repairs. You may drive as part of a 2-person team or convoy. You may obtain permits, special permits, and other documents required to transport cargo on international routes, or you could also ensure cargo is secured properly in accordance with safety requirements and follow safety procedures for transporting goods. So we're not going to go through the main duties. That is for the long haul truck drivers, okay? For the short haul truck drivers, because not everybody is for the long haul, their main duty also is to operate and drive primarily straight trucks to transport goods and materials, mainly on local routes and shorter inter-urban routes. Okay, they also perform pre-trips, en route, and post-trip inspection, and oversee all the aspects of vehicle, such as condition of equipment and loading and unloading of cargo. And they may also drive special purpose trucks such as tow trucks, dump trucks, hydrovac trucks, or cement mixing trucks. Okay, so we now know the definition of a truck driver in Canada. That is the definition. This is where you come to get the definition, and that is on the Government of Canada Service Canada website, which is esdc.gc.ca. Okay, so this is the part that I actually want us to focus on: employment requirements. Yes, because I have had people who tell me, you know what, Lois, I learned driving from my uncle. I think I can drive a truck. Can you? Yes, I know you can, but are you qualified? Because for you to be able to immigrate to Canada, you must be qualified, my friend. So here we come. For you to be able to work in Canada as a truck driver, the first thing you need, of course, is completion of secondary school. That is a mandatory requirement, okay? Completion of secondary school. And then, of course, you may have received on-the-job training. Then there are these other requirements which you need to pay attention to. Completion of an accredited driver training course for up to 3 months duration through a vocational school or a community college may be required. Then you must have either a class 3 or class D license to drive straight body trucks, or you must have a class 1 or a class A license to drive long combination vehicles. You may need air brake endorsement if you're a driver who is going to drive vehicles that are equipped with air brakes. Okay, so air brake endorsement, that is Z. You need that if you drive air brakes fitted vehicles. And then for transportation of dangerous goods, you need a certification for that. And then additional licensing and endorsement and certification may be required to drive articulated trucks. Okay, all right. So those are the main requirements for a truck driver. So guys, we've gone through the requirements, the definition of a truck driver here in Canada. We've defined that NOC, and we have seen the duties and the educational requirements. Okay, what I want to let you know here, and this I know a lot of people are not aware about truck drivers. For you to come to Canada as a truck driver, we do not have a direct pathway. Like, yes, we don't have a visa for truck drivers to come to Canada. Okay, like we have, federal skilled worker club. We don't have something like that. What you do, you must be hired through the temporary foreign worker program. Okay, that is the only pathway for truck drivers, and I will tell you why. Because for you to be able to drive your truck here in Canada, you need a license, and this license must be Canadian license. Okay, this is, of course, you will need your education, you'll need your license and all the things that we talked about there, but then you will need to get a license here in Canada. So those are things that you gain when you come here. Okay, So the main requirement for the temporary foreign worker program, for any program, is that you must get a job offer. So you get yourself a job offer from a Canadian employer, and then you get yourself a work permit. You come to Canada, then you work for some time. A lot of provinces, we are going to go through those programs in the provinces, but a lot of provinces are going to require you to work in that province, let's say for a few months, 6 months, 1 year, 9 months, for you to get that work experience. Then after that, there's going to be a pathway to permanent residence that you can apply to. Okay? Yes, that is the progression. A job offer, a work permit, then you apply for PR. Right? Of course, to be able to immigrate to Canada, we have said time and again, there are mandatory things that you will always have. Education credential assessment. That is to assess your education, your foreign gained education. You need to show that you also can speak English or French, whichever applies to you. And I know for truck drivers, majority they say that you need a CLB4 and above. I always recommend that you get more than a CLB4 if you can. Okay, and of course they are going also to require that you show that you have funds. Remember, when you're coming here on a work permit, that's a temporary work program, so you need to show that you will actually go back home to your country. It's just like a study permit. When you're applying for it, you need to show that you have ties that are going to motivate you to go back home. Okay, so now that we have that clear, you need education credential assessments and you need your English testing. That is the IELTS general testing, or you need CELPIP. Okay, so which are the programs that you can use to immigrate as a truck driver? We talked about provinces here in Canada. We have 10 provinces and 3 territories. Not all provinces have a direct pathway for truck drivers. Okay, so let us look at some. I think we have 7. I'll talk about 7 provinces, 6 provinces and 1 territory. So that you can actually, I think so. We shall see them. That actually do have programs for truck drivers. Remember, you must get a job. Anyway, I'll be telling you. I'll mention briefly the requirements for that. Okay, so British Columbia. In British Columbia, far west, they have this program that is the skills immigration. Under that, they have a sub-program called the entry-level and semi-skilled category, and they have a pathway for truck drivers. The requirement is that you must have full-time work, of course, and you must have worked there for 9 months before you can apply for PR. Okay, remember, you must show the requirements for this NOC. That's why we went through the requirement first. So you must have the class A, class 1, whatever licenses that we talked about there. Okay, and then we go to the Northwestern Territories. They have a program called the Employer Driver Stream. And this stream requires you to have a job offer, and you must have worked for at least 6 months. Okay, and then in the Yukon, up there in Yukon, they have the Yukon nominee program, under which they have the critical worker stream, and you will need a job offer, of course. And for this province, in Yukon, actually, you do not need work experience. You just need a job offer. So that is a very attractive program. Then we have Nova Scotia, of course. In Nova Scotia and in the Maritimes. So in the Maritimes, we're talking of New Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador. They have the Atlantic Immigration Program. And under the Atlantic Immigration Program, you can actually apply as a truck driver. Remember, you will need a job offer from a designated employer. Okay, to get a job offer, you must be qualified to be a truck driver. You must have met the work experience needed for that. Okay, so anyway, I've just mentioned one blanket for the whole Maritimes, but now let's look at Nova Scotia to see what exactly Nova Scotia has. Nova Scotia has an occupation in demand program that you actually require just a job offer. You do not need to have had work experience in Nova Scotia. Of course, you will need to have, to be eligible for that class. But for you to apply for PR here, you don't need that. However, you need to be between the ages of 22 and 55. Of course, you need to be qualified for the job. You must have the skills and the accreditation. You must meet the language CLB that I talked about, CLB 4, and you must show that you have proof of finances for you to live on while you settle. Okay, and then we move to New Brunswick. New Brunswick is also in the Maritimes, and they also have, under their skilled worker program, they have a pathway that is strictly for truck drivers. Okay, the requirements there are minimum 2 years work experience in the last 5 years, including 6 months work in New Brunswick and a job offer. Okay, of course, they are, every province is going to have, a different license. So in New Brunswick, you need that class 1 license that I talked about. Of course, the job offer must be genuine. Okay, there are other requirements. For you to immigrate to New Brunswick, you go through their point system. Okay, so of course the age, again, for their point system, the age required there is 22 and 55. CLB 4 for language, education, the higher your education, the more your points, and then of course for work experience, the higher your work experience is, the more your points. And for this class, it's only work experience in the last 5 years that is going to matter. Okay, right, and then you head to Ontario. Ontario, they do have an in-demand skills stream, and under that stream you can apply as a truck driver. So again, you must have that job offer and you must have worked in Ontario for 9 months. Okay, and then my favorite program, and of course my favorite province when it comes to immigration is Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan does have also a program under their SINP that is specifically for truck drivers. Again, you must have had a job offer from an approved trucking company, and then once you get that job offer and you reside in Saskatchewan for 6 months, you will be able to apply for their nomination program. Okay, their license there that is needed is a class 1A driving license, and of course you must meet the language abilities, you must show your education credential assessments. So when we look at all these tracking pathways, they all need a job offer, they all need education credential assessments, they all need language. Okay, they all need work experience. I know currently in the province of New Brunswick, they are running a recruitment for truck drivers. How is this recruitment happening? It's not yet happening, and I know some people were calling me, they're saying people are expressing interest. The kind of an expression of interest in New Brunswick right now, people are applying to attend a session with New Brunswick employers. It's a work session. They are going, it's like attending a hiring fair. Okay, so that is what people are applying for, and I will put the link at the description part of this video. You need to apply to attend that event, and only selected people are going to be invited to attend, not to apply. So they're still at the initial stages, and the initial stages require that you first apply to attend the hiring fair. So if you're a truck driver, make sure that you have your driving license, your educational credential assessments, your English, everything, and apply to be invited to that hiring fair where you'll be able to meet employers in New Brunswick. Okay, so when I look at this, especially for the job offer, you can go online and look for a tracking job, because a job offer is the biggest requirement. Get a tracking job. The moment you get a tracking job, then you process your work permit. If that is not the case, then you may wait until the borders are open. And I know I do tell people to do this. This is always tested and tried. If you can get a visa, a visitor visa, or if you're coming from a country that does not require a visa, you can come to Canada. You can do the driving test here in Canada, in whichever province. The moment you do that driving test, you will be able to get the license for that province. And with the license, it's very easy to get a job in Canada as a truck driver. After which you get that job offer, you apply for a work permit, and then you apply for nomination. Okay, so guys, that's all. I know it's a lot, and I've tried to compact it in one video. So if you have any question, if you need guidance on how you can apply for this, please reach out to me and book a consultation. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like, and share this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.